Hey, I'm also live streaming to my Facebook group, which is Black Women Preppers. So, 1 second while I sign in with there. There we go. Let me see if I can do it with StreamYard. I'll put a time step at the bottom when it actually starts while I'm setting up with the other thing. I just had to see if I could even live stream on this channel because I've never live streamed before. Okay, add a new destination. Although I shouldn't worry about you, YouTube. No one's watching! So, not that big a deal. Oh, goodness. How do I do this? StreamYard. StreamYard. There we go. And add. You're gonna can with me, and I'm a rebel canner. Okay. What's that? And then I couldn't add YouTube. Why didn't it let me add Van Life Prepper? It's a whole different brand. Oh. I'll have to switch to. Well, I guess now you're my prepping channel, so. Okay. Customize for each destination. And anywhere else this makes sense? You know what? I'm doing it to my spiritual site because I'm spiritually guided to prepare. Okay. Hey. look when I get up? Do I look okay? Yeah, pretty good. Okay, so hey everyone, you guys know for preparedness. Let me put this so if anyone joins late, they understand what I'm doing this for. Create banner. The banner on the live stream for my Facebook group and page is canning and preparedness. Preparedness. Great for food, easy. Great for food shortages. Van lifing. Preparedness. Best survival skill. Come rebel can with me. All right, I'm gonna scroll this across the bottom so you guys know what. There it is. All right, so now you know what I'm doing. Hey, family, come can with me. I am streaming on, I have a channel called Van Lifing. Also have a channel I have a Facebook group for Black women preppers, which has been amazing because some of the women joined and they went from like at the start of the pandemic to like a full functioning homestead. That's pretty amazing with cows, goats, sheep, pigs. It's really cool. So I'm deciding to can today. So I'm going to let you guys into my little world. I'm canning for multiple reasons, and I'm putting this on my spirituality channel because I am an oracle, and I have been guided that this is the year they're going to late phase 2 of this food shortages. Now they're programming it in the media. That's all very deliberate. The mainstream media is a programming tool. It is not on your side. They do lie. It is just to program you, and they just let phase 2 start. Now, the people who've joined me for the last 2 years, we're already fully aware of this. We're fully prepared, fully everything. However, my diet has changed over the last few weeks, and I love canning. So I wanted to talk. So I'm going to can with you guys, and I'm just going to tell you my philosophy on canning and how I found it to be the best preparedness and survival skill to have. And I want you to come along with me to see that it's a lot easier than you think to do it. So I'm going to talk about what I'm canning today. So canning takes this can, which I've already cleaned, and I'm a rebel canner. I'm a rebel canner. Meaning there's a ball book and there's the government. The government tells you you can't can this, you can't can cheese, you can't can cream cheese, you can't do this, you can't do that. We don't listen to any of it. We can it all. And the ladies I follow and myself, we just have people who've been canning for years. They're like, yeah, you can can cream cheese. I can cream cheese and bananas, and it tasted delicious. It's fine. If it's in a store, you can can it. Right? And so I think a lot of people are intimidated. So I'm going to first just talk about what I'm doing, the idea of canning, and how I just do my own thing, which is different. And then if you want, you could sort of watch at your leisure if you want to follow someone who does can in a more relaxed manner. I got this. This is my meat cleaver. It's really sharp. I love it. We are going to pray that I get through this and don't go viral for anything funny, right? But yeah, so canning, amazing. Now, canning will take this and you put some stuff inside of it and you do it for whatever your pressure is. My pressure I'm at sea level because I'm near the beach, is about 10 psi. And for 75 minutes, this will be under that high pressure and heat, which is higher than like the 212 boiling that you can get just on a stove. The pressure canner can go higher. At those sustained temperatures, sustained consistent temperatures, not only do you kill all bacteria, okay, but you also kill all the spores. The spores is what cause the decaying of food. So at the end of 117 minutes, all spores and material in here has been killed and it's sealed. Now, it really cooks it at a high pressure. So if I cook chicken in here, I don't personally like it because the chicken comes out so soft and crumbly. And that's cool if you like that. I don't. So I only cook tough meats, which are cool because those tend to be the cheapest meats. So I do beef chuck and then I do pork shoulder. I'm doing goat for the first time because I just love taking my beef chuck, pouring it out, and making birria tacos or fajitas because it's already cooked. So you just add the seasoning. 10 minutes, you got tacos, and it's just been really cool. Pork shoulders, you can do the same thing. Or you can do, I do a lot of Korean, so I'll just put some bulgogi sauce on it and eat it with like my rice, my shirataki rice, which is like a keto rice. And a lettuce wrap, like super easy. Or, so I'm also doing duck. I like the duck because, so this is why I got the cleaver for real, for real. I like the duck because I can get the duck for about $5 a pound, and I love Thai food. And so basically, duck curry, Thai basil crispy duck, da 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 da. I take it out. I already have the sauces and seasoning. Boom! I got Thai duck curry, and this is enough for 2 to 3 people to last 2 to 3 days of food. So I pour. So this is just the meat, but it's enough meat where it's 3 days worth of food. So pretty much about once a week, I am getting some stuff out. And I'll show you my stash because I have in my corner, I have like my stash of stuff that I use just to do it. So I love canning. I'm also a van lifer, and I'm going to post some of my van because I converted a camper van, but it's in the shop getting fixed right now. So I'm also trying goat because I'm in love lately. I got this from the African store. I'm in love lately with goat and lamb. I like goat better than lamb because it's fattier, and that's where all the flavor is. I'm keto, so we're okay with like it being a little fatty. So I like goat better than lamb, and so we are going. The goat is already chunked up, so I'm just gonna put that directly into the cans. Now, if you're not doing the 75 minutes or 60 minutes, you want to go ahead and sterilize these in like a pot, but when you are doing it for those longer times, you don't need to sterilize as much. You can just soak with hot soapy water. And then I'm going to show you real quick. I need to get a napkin for when I touch the screen. So what I do is I get a clean towel and I just put the towel down. Like the towel down. You see? So everything's on a towel. So not only did I clean it, but it's also really clean. Here, I'll show you on YouTube. So I just put a towel down and everything's on a towel. So let me position this again because we just lost it. And then I'll keep going. So this might be really boring for you, but if you always wanted to can, this should be really cool. I think it's an amazing thing to do, especially if you're a busy mom. So like, so it's called ugly meat because it's not the prettiest, but you know, sometimes I don't feel like cooking. This is enough for one person. So this is a beef chuck. So if I just want, so this is one person servings basically, 1 to 2 meals. So I might eat half today and half tomorrow. So beef chuck, so I can make tacos. It says beef chuck. Beef chuck. So I can make tacos with this real quick, and then it's already cooked. It tastes really good because it's so it comes out as shredded beef. Or sausage links for the morning. So when I go camping, I'm taking these sausage links. So I don't even have to cook. You just take it out. Especially great for van life because every time I leave on a trip, I don't have to buy food. I just buy that and just have my refrigerator. So it shreds the food because it's pressure cooked at such a high temperature. So I only cook hard meats, which tend to be cheaper meats. But the goat's not. This is the first time doing the goat. But if it's anything like the other stuff, it's going to be great when I just take it out. And then I can just put my goat curry stuff on it. And, yeah, you know, that's because you got to be a rebel canner. It's not as big a deal. So the canning machine itself is safe, right? Like, you know, it has like a seal. You can't just do whatever. Like, it's not just going to pop off, right? It's like really sealed. So the really big thing is the sterilizations, but honestly, they just go a little crazy. If you're going to do meats for 75 or 60 minutes, wash it with soap and water. Put them right here. They're face down on a clean white towel. So I wipe the table down with some vinegar. I wash these with hot soapy water. I put them face down on a clean towel. And the only thing I do sterilize, even if I will do it like that, is I took the lids and I put it in a little pot and I did boil them. So those are pretty much ready. And it also makes it warm, which will be better for the seal because you're not starting off cold when you put it in the canner. So, and the reason I'm doing this is because I don't want you to think it's this big. I do canning like all the time. I'm like, oh, let me do canning. It takes like 3 hours. Like, it's not a big deal. I don't want it to be a big deal with you guys. So, yeah. So we're doing the goat. So I'm going to be all the goat curry. My mother is very into canning vegetables from her garden. Yes. Oh, I love You guys have no clue. This is the best preparedness skill you can have. It don't matter if you have power outages. You'll just get your pot, your water, some rice. You can cook over the stove. It just doesn't matter. I love it for camping because I can just pop this open when we're camping. We're good to go. I don't have to spend all that time on food. I don't have to spend that money on food. And then if you do like I do, I buy the rough cuts of meat because I like shredded pork shoulder, like carnitas or whatever. Everything I can do with the beef, I can do with that. And the goat, this is the first time I'm doing it, but I love the duck. Duck is a hearty food that you have to, anything you cook low and slow, you want to pressure cook because it comes out just really nice and not as tender as like turkeys and da-da-da-da-da. And you also, yeah, and it's just ready made. So honestly, I don't just use these in an emergency. I use these for, I use this throughout the year. It's not, and so the goal is by the end of the year, I used all of last year's, but right now, I don't know if you've been paying attention, but phase 2 is on about the food shortages, okay? So food shortages are in the mass media. It's phase 2. If you've been paying attention to me on the spirituality channel, we already knew this was coming. It's the fall of the system. They're trying to get control. They're doing all of this deliberately. Battle for the souls of your nation wasn't just a slogan of Biden, okay? He's really battling for your soul. Okay. And part of getting your soul is getting you to submit. Part of getting your soul is getting you to acquiesce to, they have power and control over you. They are using, so first they use this virus and now they're going to use food because they can control you and say, well, you can get our resources, even though they deliberately bought all this farmland, Bill Gates, even though they deliberately have shut down all these food processing plants, and all this is very deliberate. Even though they have all those things, they're going to be like, well, you can do it as long as you do as we say, which is more, what? Control. That's all this is the last 2 years, if you've been paying attention. So yeah. So I have been guided, like the last 2 weeks, I'm like, let me do something. So I think if I added it up at about $5 to $8 a pound, and that's good quality meat too, because you can buy beef chuck cheaper, but I do try to get organic because they're really attacking the food supply and putting a lot of stuff in it. You guys have noticed that the food's like disgusting lately. No, you're not imagining it. Part of the fight is in the food supply. To dumb you down, change your DNA. Don't eat anything genetically modified. They're tampering, and with over time, that has an effect. So I pay $5 to $8 to get either local farmers market, which I suggest all of you guys right now get used to and talk to and start a relationship with right now, versus when everyone's trying to do it in a few months from now, okay? So I pay a little bit more, but I have the means to pay $5 to $8 a pound. So I would say so far I've spent about $300 on the meats. But like I said, I use it in my camping. I have so many trips planned for this. I already have a trip to Montana planned in my van. I have a trip to New Mexico, Annapolis, Maryland. I have so many trips planned where having all this pre-cooked food just makes it so easy. I can just grab it. I already have my dehydrated food in there. All my grains and whatever. So I can just grab this and go. It's not a big deal. But yeah, so right now with all these food shortages, if you can stock up on just a little bit of meat right now, or stock up, like $200 worth of meat. Like I said, this one thing feeds you for 3 days. I don't just use this during a power outage. I really don't. And sometimes it's cool. So I actually have some turkey legs. So I bought turkey legs and I made them. I bought 12, and then I made 6. And I brined them and I put them in the smoker. But it was my first time using a smoker and it fucking sucked. It's way too much work. So I don't want to use my smoker again. I'm going to get an electric smoker where I don't have to do all that work and adjust it and keep going outside. I'm not doing that again. I'll use it in shit hit the fan, but I'm just not doing that anymore. So, so I have this turkey, and tomorrow I'm going to do a second batch of canning, and I'll put this up here if you guys are interested. I'll put it up there if you're interested, but it's even good if you have some stuff you haven't used in your freezer to just take out, free up some freezer space, put it here, and then I can just take turkey off and make lasagna or turkey tacos, or pretty much I use turkey the same way I use beef in a lot of ways because it's fattier, especially the turkey legs. So look how easy this is. This isn't a big deal. You can do it. The sterilization is the biggest part. But like I said, when you're doing meats at 75, like everything that's a bacteria is going to be killed. At more than 212 degrees, like for 75 minutes, girl, nothing, not even the spores survive. And I've been canning for about a year. And I've made canning mistakes, don't get me wrong, but you know, everybody makes mistakes. I just know, I hope this goat turns out as good as I like. Because then I can just pop it out, make some goat curry, which apparently I just love right now. So whenever I went to the Jamaican restaurants, I only did oxtail. But now I'm like, forget that oxtail, give me that goat curry. I don't know why. I have no clue why, but I'm in love with oxtail. If you guys have any questions, you can ask them. I do see the comments. But what I recommend, so you don't have to get this for the food shortage, but I'm telling you, having this skill set just helps you as a busy mom, as well as if you go to the farmer's market and you get like a lot of meat that you got and it's really fresh and natural. Do this in an afternoon, right? Because it's not that big a deal. Do this in an afternoon and then like have, you know, just have ready-made food. I mean, that's the biggest part for me. If I didn't have the ready-made food, I wouldn't be but just the fact that I can take this and I've done this before and just eat it's pretty big. So yeah. Now, I didn't think this would take up so much. I thought I'd have enough to do the duck. So I got this handy dandy meat cleaver out. Sort of like that this is chunks, nice big chunks. You guys know any other goat dishes? Let me know. All I know is curry. I guess I could figure some out. I think there's some like Indian food dishes. But any meat that's really tough is perfect for pressure canning. And it just has so much more flavor. You see all this fat? You want the fat. Because when you cook it and you put the seasoning on, the fat's what keeps all the flavor and keeps it moist. So when you look at this, they call it in the canning world ugly meat because you have like the you have the fat up there. But it's okay. It's ugly. It doesn't smell weird. It's the best part. Okay? Like you want the fat. The fat's not all bad unless you just don't like it. And you just like meat. Okay, come on. Oh, man. These bones. Alright, I thought I'd be able to. I think one duck. I love duck. I just love Thai food, though. Right. Right. So we can put a little bit more in here. Oh no. I don't like doing half things like this. So I might get a smaller. Sometimes you just gotta sort of like play around a little bit. So I'm going to get some smaller ones and see if I can divide it into that. Like I said, this is going to be on high temperature for like I said, got a clean towel. This is going to be at high temperatures for 75 minutes. Everything's going to be killed, so in that case, I don't do the long bottle sterilization. But I have done things that are like 30 minutes, like fruits and stuff. Then I'll do it the sterilization and put it in boiling water because I'm just more comfortable just using hot soapy water with this. Although if you're in the Rebel Canning group, I don't know. They're like, it's not that big a deal. Oh, I think this might all fit. Ah, look at that. yeah, so I just had to take it out of this one and put it in here so I don't waste space. So, got a little bit of a... All right, very good. All right, boom. All right, so we got with how many pounds? I don't know. We got just 3 bags of goat from the African store. We're good. We're good. Okay. So now we're gonna do the duck. Whew. Duck's a little bit worse, so I gotta use my cleaver. So just $10 cleaver, $12, maybe 13 from Amazon. It's really good though. It's really good. So all of these I'm just gonna leave for right now. Then we're gonna take some vinegar and wipe around the lid top so that the lids go on pretty good. But let's get this duck. And then tomorrow I have 2 more ducks that I bought from the Asian grocery store. I guess all my food comes either from a local farmer market or like an ethnic store. Everyone needs I don't know how my mom survived without scissors or shears. She never had any. Okay. All right. All right. Hey, my duck. Duck tastes good. Duck tastes good. Duck tastes good. Hey, I recommend you guys. Okay. They have all the stuff in the duck still in there. Okay. Don't know if I need that. But I love duck. I like duck better than I like chicken. It is all dark meat. It's amazing. Uh-huh. Let me see. I got a little bit of the blood on here and I don't want it. So I'm going to pour it out so it's not clinging everywhere. I don't need all that. Okay. I also put some parchment paper down too, just to like protect the honestly, I just like playing with the duck. All right, so now I'm going to take my time with this. It is a big old cleaver, right? But like I said, duck is amazing. It's all dark meat. And I just love duck, man. It's just is what it is. So I am not a professional, okay? I'm going to try my best, all right? I might actually stand up for this. This cleaver is amazing. Gotta get a cleaver. All right. It's cool because you can just sort of do this and it without you doing too much. It separates it. You know, I'm going to take this little wingtip off. It's just not worth it. Now, what I can't cook in the pressure cook, I put in my Instapot, and then after I cook it, I'll air fry it, and then I'll just freeze it, and then I'll take that out and put it in like a duck curry or something. So just because I'm not canning it doesn't mean it's going to waste. This just goes in the freezer. So everything gets used. It's just most will be shelf stable, but some will be in a freezer. But yeah, I'll do the Instapot because it is duck, and duck is not, it's not chicken. It's not soft meat. It's really, let me see about this breast. So whole duck is about $20. I have an online place I found called Wild Fork Foods. I can get it for $4. But the thing is, I can only buy 1 duck at a time. So I don't really be paying attention to it. Because I need, I'm buying in bulk right now. Because just like I said, I've just been led and guided to stock up on food right now. And, you know, my spirit hasn't missed one beat in doing this. So I'm just telling you guys, if I'm led to do this, you might want to look into it too. Cutting off the breastises. Cutting off them big breastises. Like I said, I haven't been doing this for years. You know, I go to a lot of Asian restaurants. I'm not an old Asian guy who's been doing this for 60 years, so have some grace, okay? Don't get me wrong, dude's a master. He knows what he's doing. I love Asian food, so don't even think I'm talking bad about it. I like the cleaver because you can sort of just saw it. So like there's some bones. Breast. I'll keep this. All the meat, not the bone. Take as much of the bone out because you really don't need it. And then once I'm done with this, I'm going to put it inside and show you guys the process for my particular canner. How it goes. Okay. So, there's other parts of, like I said, these are going to be Instapotted. And then I'm going to save it. Not a lot of meat on this. I don't know if I'm going to keep it. I don't really just need skin. I don't think I'm going to keep that. Alright, let's see if I can get any other meat, though. Real meat. There's the neck, but that's not real meat. So you know what? I think I'm just going to... This is a little fatty. It's a little bit more meaty. Right here in this thigh part. So we will get some of that. Not a lot of bones. The bones just become really pulverized, so I try not to do as many bones. I really stay away from that. Because then it just takes, because they're so soft, it just takes time. So I try not to get those. Okay, still a little bit more on this back. Let me see. So I'm trying to get all the meat. So I got the stuff on the side. Now this will cook in an Instapot pretty good. So I'm just going to get my Instapot right now. So no food will be wasted. It'll just be fried and ready to go in my recipes. Now I don't have to air fry it, but like the thing is the rest, you know, I might not, but the thing is the recipe that I do the most is the crispy duck basil, in which case, so if you guys never use the Instapot, I'll put some broth in there, a cup of broth, and just start it up. Not a big deal. So, food will not be wasted. It's old school. So if there's ever an emergency, and you know the skill, you're good to go. Okay, let's see if we can get them all in here. Plus this. Yep, we were. All right. Not as full as I'd like. Huh. Now one more duck. So I think we're going to do one more duck. Now this has the blood from the goat, but I'm just going to throw it away. Okay, so we can do one more duck. So that is, I can fill more than that. So we're going to do one more duck. I actually have, like I said, I have 2 more ducks. And then my ex-husband lives in Central Virginia. And they have they're really about everything being organic out there. And all their farmers use like organic methods and all stuff like that. So I have him pick up some fresh beef chuck from me or duck there. Now, I'm not going to do the duck because, you know, it's $8 a pound versus $5 at the Asian grocer. And duck, I looked it up, duck factories aren't the same as chicken factories. They don't peck each other. They're free to roam. It's a lot different. It's just not as weird as what they do with ducks. Okay, so even though I like to be organic because they're messing with the food supply and all that good stuff, I'm also okay with like an Asian grocer or African grocer because I just find that they just didn't use weird ass methods because they've never been mass farming and that they source it from good small local places without all the interference and genetic modification, you know. So yeah, let's see what we can get with this one. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Love it. Love duck, love duck. Well, let's see. Any questions or comments out there? Let me know. Okay. Get some of this thigh meat. Stand up for this, and that's really gross. I should have had an apron, but you know, we'll do it. I'll put this in the washing machine. Ha ha ha, who am I kidding? So I just found a cool thing. It's called SudShare. It is a laundry pickup service. I'm trying it today, where you just put your laundry out and you tell them what you, if you have anything like delicates. Like I use mesh bags for some of my things because they're delicates. So I just put that in. They pick it up, and it's like $1 a pound. So I had about 24 pounds after a week of clothes. So we're gonna see how that goes. I'm pretty excited. Pretty excited about that. I don't know if you guys know anything about me. You know, I outsource everything. I'm not trying to do all that manual labor. I could be writing a book. I have like 5 unpublished books. 2 on real estate investing. 1 on selling books. I don't want to be sitting there doing 5 hours worth of laundry. You crazy? So this one would be about $25. So 25 bucks a week. So that is what we're doing with that. Let me see. There's not a lot of fat on here. Not a lot of fat on here. Okay. Get this breast. Let's see what we can do with that. Yeah, so this is the big part. They're like, oh my god, contamination. But like I said, this is going to be under greater than 212-degree boiling to kill every single spore. And it does work. I'll be doing it at 10 pounds of pressure because of where I'm at and my location. So I'm just getting extra small bones out because those are like annoying when you're eating. I'll put them in the Instapot, which is, they're not going to get as pulverized as this one because Instapot's only like, it was like 40 minutes or something like that. Nothing too crazy. Let me get this other breast. Get this other breast assist. Got all these bones. Ooh, we left some meat. Cut it open. So I make my duck curry and I take it out. I probably just before I cook it and warm it up, I just like run my hands and see if I can feel any bones. You'll also feel them when you're eating, but I'll just do a little preparation. Alright, I got this extra bit of skin. Just want to get this part off. Okay, that can go here. It's just not as pulverized. So let me see if, so I just want to check and see if there's any really meaty pieces left. I don't want the, I mean, if I wanted to, I could put this and make duck stock, which I have made before. Duck broth, which does have a more savory taste than chicken broth. But I just like cooking it and putting it in my green curry. So I have that red chili paste that you cook in coconut milk. I really just like Asian. I like Asian food. I really like Thai food and all the duck dishes. So it's just red. I can't eat enough of like red curry, green curry. Oh, yeah. This is it. It's almost done. I'll upload this so people, if you want to see it again, how it's done, you can check it out. Throw that part away. It's just bones. I don't like just bones. Give me some fatty, meaty pieces. I just want the fatty, meaty pieces, not the bone pieces. In the cans. Yeah, so this is just easier. Put this in my Instapot and just peel it off when it's done. Just easier that way. So let's see how this will fit in here. So I got lots of goat and and we'll see how we can fit this all in. Smaller pieces there. Okay. Just full on this one. Okay. Maybe here. Oh, it did. Put that in. Almost done though. How much you could fit in there. This is just skin. So I might take a small one of these. These are our limits. And get the rest of this. It's pretty good. I'm gonna cut this in half. Gotta be a little creative with this. Just to, you don't want to waste any space. It's too much for it, huh? Fit this here. Okay, fit this here. Huh, what do you guys think? I feel like this one's a little empty, but it does have two breasts. I don't know if I can cut this and put that there. I stand up to do this, it's better that way. Oh yeah. Actually, if it's there, then this is just by itself. So last one will just go in here in the Instapot. So it will be eaten, just won't be shelf stable. So what we do now, I'm gonna wash my hands. Then I'm gonna clean the rims of that with vinegar. I'm gonna clean washcloth and vinegar. So vinegar's under here, and I can stay with vinegar. Okay, so get rid of this bloody butcher block. Put this down. We want that to fall off. It's very sharp. Here, so it's a little bit of vinegar. Just food line like vinegar. But it's good to wipe the rims of the stuff off. Now, I won't be able to get all of this in one batch, but I do plan on doing this tomorrow with some beef chuck I have and some other duck. So the ones that I can't fit in, like these two small ones or whatever, I'm just going to do tomorrow. It should be able to hold overnight. I need a wash rag. Alright, it's one of my clean rags. You know, I don't think I need this anymore. Right. Move this out the way. So, before we add, you want to just wipe around because you want the best seal possible. You don't want any food because it gets messy in the way, and it's vinegar, so it kills any extra bacteria. Then once we do this, we'll put the lids on. So I want you guys to see, this is very easy. Very easy. You don't have to worry about, you don't have to worry, especially if you just, like, I don't focus on all the other stuff. Like, I dehydrate food. Dehydrated food lasts 1 to 2 years, so I pretty much just dehydrate the food I need. And so I just focus on canning meats for the most part, but you can do whatever you want, of course. I just, you know, I'm like very methodical about stuff and about my time. And like meat just has the most bang for the buck because I can just take it out and make a meal. You know, I have cans of vegetables, right? But I don't have canned meat as much because I don't like canned meats as much. So I have all the vegetables I want. They're like $1. You know what I mean? They're not that expensive to stock up on vegetables. So I just get those fresh. Now I can do a garden. I actually did do a garden. I tell you, my garden gave me the best food I've ever had. I'd have another garden, but honestly, I just didn't like waking up every day to water the lawn. So I don't like doing stuff that I don't want to do. So even though it was cool. So even though, like, so I know a worst case scenario, like I got my seeds and I can garden. But right now, unless I absolutely have to, I'm just going to go to the local farmer's market. If there comes a time when I can't do that, because maybe they try to say, you don't have a passport. You don't have a passport. You can't eat here. Maybe I'll do my own garden. But if they tried that with me, they're going to find out that I'm the wrong person to mess with. I don't work in the physical only. Okay, God's on my side, so I'll just ask him for a solution. It's important if you guys get that relationship with him because you're gonna need it. Now these were boiling on the stove, so they're a little warm. I turned them, so we're just gonna rinse them off. I'll just give them a little look because I reuse some of these things. So you just need to make sure it doesn't have any big dents because you want the seal to set. For the most part, they do. Every now and then you might hear a pop and you're like, no! And then I'll have to go in and look at all the seals and press down and see which one presses down if I hear it. It's a very distinctive sound. And then if I do, I'll go and just like take that, as long as I'm not, you know, because I've heard pops and I went out there and pressed them all and found the one that did like broke the seal. And, you know, I just ate with that one that day because I had just heard it. One more for that one. So when you do this, this is just to help the seal. So it doesn't need to be super tight. You just do it to hand tightness. You really want the seal and the heat and the escaping heat and the cooling down to seal it. This just keeps it in place so that it can't move. So hand tightening is fine. You don't have to like super, my hands are wet so I can't like super tighten it. Okay, so we're done with this part. So isn't this easy, folks? You're nice, you're clean, you have a clean surface, you put a nice clean towel down, you know, so I mean, it's not a big deal. You put this in a little pot on the stove to boil. You with me? No worries, no worries. And so, next phase, we will wash my hands because I'm going to have to take you with me. So this will be going in my Instapot. Bottom got a little wet with like blood juice. So. There's my Instapot. I'll put that in a second. So, yeah, those are ready. So, this is my canner. I had another canner. They're all different, okay? So, you got to read the instructions. This one's a lot easier. I think it's a Barton. I like it. You don't have to fiddle with it as much. So, pretty much, you put this on the bottom so it's not directly on the bottom because that can cause it to break as it's, like, boiling. And then you generally put 3 quarts of water in here, and then you can put a little vinegar so it doesn't get cloudy. This is for aesthetics. People don't like cloudy food. So 3 quarts, so 3 large mason jars, 3-quart jars. So I might put just a little vinegar. Mine doesn't really get cloudy, but put a little vinegar. Alright. I'm trying to put some warm water. Don't want it super cold. Just because it has to heat up, right? So you just want to work with it. You don't want hot and cold stuff. You know, super diametric. Just want to work with each other. Clean. All right, so we're gonna put this on. This will go on. I'll put a little vinegar, just a little, just like a little. It's just so it doesn't get all cloudy. Now it didn't the 2 times I did it before, but whatever. It's what other people do. So you might need to do it, you might not. Okay. So what we do now is, now even though I've done this before, I always still look at the instructions. Even though I've done it before and I know how to do it, I still look at the instructions. So I'm getting the instructions out. I've done it before, but I still look at the instructions. I don't know why. I just do. I'll have to do it for like a long time before I don't look at the instructions, even though I know, put the stuff in, cover it, wait until the regulator is consistent, and da-da-da-da-da. Place sealing ring every year, clean the vent pipe, store the pressure canner, fill with the food and the amount of liquid, put pressure regulator in place. So yeah, I knew I had to do this, but you know, for some reason I was just like, let me read this. So this can fit 8. I think it's like 22 quart, or I don't know. Right. Yeah, I also read it because I just switched from my other canner and it's different instructions. So I'm like, let me read this so I don't like mess up. And then when you're done, it's just really important for you to like label them with what it is, because you're gonna, you can't tell. Sometimes you can tell, but it's really hard. So just make it easy on yourself. So I will move these around so you guys can see a little bit. I'm gonna come along for the next part of the ride. You know what? I'm gonna put this right here. See everything. Yeah, there you go, YouTube audience. And for you, my Facebook audience. Alright, if you're still out there with me, just post a comment so I know you guys are like watching and it's still pretty cool for you guys. Should I put it there? Or should I put it over here? Sure, I didn't think about this, but I just want you guys to see how I do it on the stove. Okay, still here? Good. Tell me any thoughts you might have. Alright, so, food, 3 quarts. Pretty much it's always 3 quarts. Oops, I made some rabbit confit. So I gotta clean that up. But, a lot of oil. Okay, so, safety-wise, these pressure cookers, you can't even, like, you can't hurt it. Like, you just can't. Like, you can't hurt yourself. Like, you can, but, like, they make it so it's, like, dummy-proof, right? Or, like, error-proof. Alright? So, they have this thing where you close, like, you can't, listen, it ain't gonna accidentally blow off, alright? So that's what I was saying. The safety concerns are really overblown. But, you know, I don't know if you guys know this, but people in this world and country are really fearful. So even if it's not a big deal, they think of, like, they're, like, literally will flip out. So a lot of this is just, like, hype. You don't have to be this scared of canning. You just need to, you know, clean it, and honestly, that's it. All right. Let's see. And then it's just you start it, put the regulator in place, I put it all the way down. And then I do this to about 10 psi. So you put it on high to get it warmed up. It takes about 15 minutes. But you know, and then I wait for when this escapes continuously, it'll be like a solid screen. That's when I set the timer for 75 minutes. Yeah, and then I'll watch this gauge, and you just look up where you're at on sea level. Just just Google it, like I'm in this city where I'm at on sea level, and then there's a whole list of pounds per pounds per, so just whatever your number of pounds are, and the pressure that you should be using. So they have tomatoes, sweet canned corn, spiced chili beans, kidney bean soup, canned peas. I just don't do that stuff because I can buy them from the store so easy. But you know what I can't buy? Roast duck for $5 a pound or organic beef chuck for $5 a pound. I can't do that. So those are the ones that, like, I pay attention to. Nothing that I can, you know, when it comes to, like, oh, I bought 6 cans of green beans for $6 and it's organic because it's like Nature's Promise. I mean, I'm not gonna. And I'm not gardening, so I'm just gonna buy that. But if you're gardening, of course, protect your food. But I just really focus on the meats. So that's warming up this. So I have more canning I'm gonna do tomorrow. So I don't want to do all day of canning, so I'm just gonna do this. So you saw me, it's about 45 minutes of preparation, and then once this gets started at 75 minutes, and I'm actually gonna get dressed to go out tonight. But like, I don't just do back-to-back counting. I just do it randomly, like, oh, I have 3 hours on a weekend. So it's about 3 hours total between cleaning that and that. But it's worth it because this is about $80 plus the 2 turkeys, $120 worth of meat. That's sort of specialty. It's goat and it's duck, which with the pressure canning comes out really soft and moist, and just ready to go. So, yeah. So let me clean up a little. So we're waiting for that to come to pressure. And I'm just going to clean up a little because that's the kind of cook I am. I like to clean up while I cook because I don't like cleaning up. I'm actually trying to get a new maid. I'm on a thumbtack. And I'm actually, so I was a little picky about my maids because I had to get house cleaners that did laundry in addition. to clean the house. So you know, that's not a lot of them because a lot of them don't do laundry. So I found some. Like this one lady, she was on thumbtack, and then like yesterday I met her, and then she got off thumbtack, and then she contacted me. Was like, hey, I got you on thumbtack. So I put my number in. And it's just like my dating app number, so it's not my real number. But I was like, I don't like people who don't have a public profile if I hire you for work. This is not, this is giving Craigslist, and I don't do Craigslist. I go, you have you're a contractor, you have your information up there, I can leave a review. So with this new laundry service I'm trying out, which I really hope it works, Share. You can download it in the Play Store and see if they do your location, if they have people. You know, 24 pounds of laundry, $24. Drop it off, pick it up, and give them the hangers and all the instructions. So, so now I can just call this old lady that I used to use, a Hispanic lady with a Hispanic crew, and I love them. They were super cheap. They just didn't do laundry, so if I can use this laundry service, I can go back to them because they were super reliable. They were the best. Canned meat is. Oh yeah. You can do the veggies, but to me, it's always time and cost analysis. I can't just go get canned to go the beef chuck or pork shoulder, which is also the cheapest, so I can get those organic and they cost the least amount. You know, you're talking up to $8, $5 to $8 a pound versus just for the pork shoulder versus 15, 16 you get to like other pricier meat. So that's why I didn't. Oh, thank you. I have. I'm gonna do a video on how I lost it. I need to use the loops a little bit more. What I did was just every 2 months I fast. I do like either a water fast or a coconut oil detox or a keto egg fast. So I swear that's what everyone needs to do because what happens after you fast, and I do different types of fast, like a juice fast, and then they all have different benefits and they all cleanse your body. The benefit of that is because after you're done with the fast, even though it's really challenging, what happens is your body only wants healthy food for that time because it resets itself. So it's easier for you to figure out what foods work for you, what don't. So over the year, I just slowly got rid of all these foods and adapted the keto lifestyle because that's what my body likes. But I liked it that way because you drop anywhere from 8 to 10 pounds every 2 months, and then your body wouldn't want fast food, and then you could be like, oh, look it, my body was great, and I ate this, and it didn't like it, so dairy's not my friend. And so doing that over the year, we learned what to cut out, but also how to replace it. So that was really good. Okay, so I try. 3 days I can generally do. It's when I try to do 7 or 10 days, and I'm like, no, 5. So I'll do 3 to 5. 3 or 5. Yeah. It's a reason you can look it up. It's very good for your body. But then to maintain it, I will Tuesdays is 1 meal a day. And I try to do 2 1 meal a days, which helps you so your body doesn't get comfortable. So Tuesdays is a really busy day, so that's when I do 1 meal a day to see what's so busy. Yeah! Yes! So did you do the 10-day green smoothies challenge by, what's her name, JJ Smith? Because I did that. I have her book. It's right here. I still do her smoothies. So I try to incorporate 1 smoothie day, modified smoothie, where it's 2 green smoothies plus the meal. Yeah, no, I love her. I love her. She's great. I love her. I suggest everyone do this. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so to keep it off, and so of course I want to lose more. So there's discipline that is involved with that. I had my daughter during the school year, and I just noticed when I have her, she takes so much energy. It's hard for me to focus on myself. So she's gonna be with her dad during the summer, Monday, Sunday nights through Friday. So that's what I'm gonna do more fast. Because I remember when I got her, I stopped losing weight. I just maintained because I was like, oh, I can't do these fasts with her when I have her. She takes up so, and I had her for the school week, so that's so much energy. But for the summer, I'm going to be a little aggressive because I do have that time to myself. And these canned foods, so, yeah, I love keto. Oh, that's okay. It's okay to gain weight again. Now, I catch it. So I'll go down, 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 and then if I go up 5, I'll catch it, and that's when I'll do a little bit more aggressive. Okay, maybe I was indulging in the carbs, so I cut those out. Maybe I've been indulging in this, so I cut this out. You know what I mean? So
I just, I try not to be too strict. I just try to catch it, and when I catch it, and when I catch it, okay, so I'm at here, then I went at 5. That's when I'm like, okay, get a little strict. Maybe try 2 green smoothie days. So the way I'm doing it isn't, I don't count calories. I just know because of the fasting that my body doesn't like carbs or dairy. I do a little dairy, but not a lot. So if I'm really being strict, I just cut those things out. Also, we do fast. So I try to do a full day fast, but when I have my daughter, I just can't do it. But then I'll do 1 meal a day. So I don't do any calorie counting. I just do like fasting type things that I've done in the past that I like. So a good one I can do with my daughter is like once or twice a week I try a keto egg fast where it's like just eggs for the day. So I just try to do little jump starts and that's been helping. But like I said, honestly, it's gonna be this summer when I don't have her for 5 days a week because she's with her dad. That's when I'm gonna get the most. That's when having kids and they take all your energy and like it'd be one thing if like I just had a job, but I have multiple businesses and like it doesn't just stop, right? Like you're not just like you have a job that's 9 to 5 or maybe stay late, but like you leave at home, right? But when you own your own businesses, there's like, hey, am I going to finally get that book published that's been sitting on the shelf or not? And it's all you, and you have to have so much energy to do that. So when you have so much energy in your job, in your business, because any new project, like I have 2 new projects I'm gonna do. On my spirituality channel, I'm gonna do like a 4-week dating app for beginners, like boot camp. We're gonna go over like vetting, selection process, because a lot of women are just all over the place. How are you gonna get to the 3rd date and find out he only wants something casual? You need to ask that from the first and put it in your profile. Just little things that people are wasting their time in. Or like, and then have us look at your dating profile, manifestation techniques, feminine energy hygiene, and cord cutting. So that's like a 4-week program. I also want to do a 6-week crypto program where it's like a crypto boot camp where I take you through buying, signing up, getting your cryptocurrency, transferring it off of it, getting the software wallets, getting the passive income, and also including visualizations and manifestation techniques on top of it. Because you should always do energy work in everything you do. Those 2 new projects plus 6 books I have that I've written that I have not published, and a child. Listen, I only got so much time. I was telling you guys, it's like you only have so much energy, and it takes a lot for me to get a new idea of my business and a new creation. That creation energy is a lot. And so when I have my daughter on top of that, she's like, Mom, I love you, Mom, I love you too. But she takes a lot of energy. And I decide during the school year, she gets it. She does. So that means this summer, when she's not there taking all those resources, I will use those resources to focus on myself. So I'm going to be pretty aggressive on going back to the fasting through the summer. And then when I get her for school, it's just maintenance. Oh, so you are canning now? I don't always catch you algorithms. So so this is for my prepper group. I have a Black Women's Prepper group on Facebook. I'll put it in the well, this is Facebook. So half of you guys are my Facebook, but I'll put the link if you want to join. So I have a Black Women Preppers group, which is great if you watch it from the beginning. Because we started during the March 2020, but it's cool because some of us that went from 0 to full on homestead in 2 years. It's absolutely amazing. And we have a lady from Texas who started her Texas Ladies Be Ready, so she has a Texas group. So we're all in here. So I'm doing it for that channel, but I put it on my spirituality channel, my soul level healing channel, because I was guided to do this. There's something inside of me saying, get all of your stuff planned right now. And I am an oracle, and I've missed a beat. You've been with me for the last 2, I haven't missed a beat. I'm always one step ahead of whatever they're trying to do. So when I'm guided this strongly to Tam right now over the next 2 weeks, I'm really guided to stock up on food. So next week I'm going to buy $200 of food. Next week I'm going to buy $200 of meat. Next week I'm going to buy $200 for meat. And I've already hooked onto my local network. So the reason I'm putting my spirituality channel, because this is all spirit guided. I'm not just doing this. Okay? So that's why I put it on that channel. Because this is all spirit guided. And so I decided to combine today. I feel women don't know how to date. Will this crypto boot camp be on this channel? No, but you know what? I'll post it in the community section if you want to find out. And so I have a real estate investing channel, affordable real estate investments. Follow me there, because if I do something new, I'll do a video announcing that it's a new program. So both of those are going to start in the next 3 weeks. So when I say the creation energy to put something together, organize it, think about the talking points, set up the infrastructure technologically. Like it's work, right? Like, and I can't just hand this off because it's my information and my brainchild. But yeah, I will post about the crypto boot camp here because it's crypto alchemy. So we're gonna do the first part where it's like I'm teaching you something, we walk through together, and use Q&A. The last part, the last 20 minutes, are different visualizations or manifestation techniques. Poverty mindset, releasing this, opening up your capacity to receive, feeling your deserving worthiness of all of it. So, it's not just us doing, I'm masculine and feminine, so it's not just us learning the logic, it's also us. Now that sounds pretty consistent. So I'm gonna pick this up and show you guys. It's not just learning, it's like you have to put the feminine with it. It just makes it so easy, much more easier.
So this one, okay, it's boiling.
Not yet. Yeah, so it has that sound that like it's really going. So I was like, oh, is it ready yet? Yeah, so yeah, it just takes a lot. It just takes a lot of my energy to create, right? All this creation energy I use in my business. So, like I said, summer. Rachel says, I've been having the same feeling. Follow it. It's when you ignore it that you'll get in trouble. It's never when you go, I've been feeling I should do this, so I did it. Like, you never regret that. You do regret, I had a feeling, I just got distracted. Well, that's how it works. A distraction. That's spiritual warfare. It's very deliberate. We all have like hundreds of spirits watching us, like just trying to like literally with the planet just lowering our vibration and our distraction, and that's not reaching our highest potential. Honestly, my spirituality channel, guess what? That was suppressed by darker entities that we cleared out, we cleaned them, I handled them. Right? So all this stuff is happening on the astral with people, and I'm aware because I seek that knowledge, but y'all aren't, right? So, it's so stick with the feeling. There are entities out there who want to distract you from those feelings because if you follow those feelings, you'll be in the best possible position. And with their plans, you can look for them. So I have a lot of these, and I've been procrastinating. You know what? I'm just telling you right now, there's something in me that just says, doing this now is better than living. Okay? My guides have already told me to get the local food. They told me that 6 months ago. All of our bodies are changing. We're becoming light bodies. We have to be very careful about anything that they put in the food supply. It'll make you just really, really tired. And the food's been crap. You guys have seen that too. So if you local food supply, I was also guided for that. So that's why I put it on this channel, because of that aspect of me being guided. And then, like I said, my prepper group, my Facebook group is a Black Women's Prepper group is doing and I'm live streaming that as well. So how many of you guys are just on my Facebook page? Yeah, so let me see, I'm trying to wait for this regulator to happen. Okay, there we go. Starting to heat up. Yes. Oh, we're at 1 pound. We're at 2 pounds. All right. Big money, guys. Big money. Big money. All right. Keep on moving. Oh, it's moving. It's slow, but it's going. It's still moving. So I do it to 11 pounds of pressure. Just look up your city and look up the sea level you're at. And that tells you with canning what how many pounds of pressure you need for your time. But this is heating up really nicely. So once it heats up, the one thing I have to do is just like turn it down, regulate it, and then, but I like this Barton one that I got off Amazon because it seems to regulate really well. I know my old one was a Presto canner, and I have to go, okay, turn it down a little bit so it stays at 11. Turn it up, turn it down, turn it up, turn it down, turn it up, turn it down. It was just annoying. This one, this Barton that I got, I don't have to do all that. I really like it. Yep, we're at 3.5 pounds. So it's moving. When it gets to 11, I am going to lower the fire just a little bit. But sort of start the timer. I think the instructions on this one, they're all different. The Presto canner was a lot different. That's why if you get a new canner, just read the guide with you. This one, the sea escapes continuously, reduce the source, set a timer for the 15 times.
Alright, so I can reduce the source now. Now, I messed my last canner up because I wasn't being mindful. Yeah, I wasn't being mindful of, I was just like, oh, I did it. Let me just let it go. And I wasn't like turning the heat up and down. And then I messed it up so bad. So, no more canner. Nothing exploded, but it was just like, "Rrr." So that's why I was like, just making sure that it stays at the temperature it's supposed to be at. It's really important. So, any questions while we're waiting on this? You guys gonna try canning? I really recommend it. And I don't know if you've noticed, the mainstream media has been programming all the bots, talking about food shortage. So this is like phase 2.5, honestly, of their plan of like controlling everyone and getting them to fall in line and do whatever they say and punch people with stuff you shouldn't be punched full to genetically modify your DNA. Such an obvious game plan, but just some of us can't see it. So you guys have noticed the food shortages coming up in the media. That's all very deliberate because you know this is all master planned, right? So they're doing that. They're programming everyone to fear food shortages. So you can stock up now, or you can do it in a month or 2 months from now when everyone's okay? I'm gonna get my Google. So I live streamed. Yeah, there's like nobody on my Google. So I just started this channel. I called it Van Life Prepper. Nobody's on it. It's tough starting up a new YouTube channel. No one's watching. You're just talking to yourself. But I do have the Facebook group. Yeah, so I hope you saw how easy that was. Okay. Someone wants to work with me. I hate Facebook. But I be getting business. People be like reaching out. They hate it, but man, that's where you meet everybody and showcase your talent and what you can do and how you can help people. I'm really excited about the dating thing though, because if there's one thing I can do, it is dates. It is get dates and dates. And just size these men up. I'm going to sub to the channel now. Oh, the real estate one? Let me put that in the chat. I just have to get it real quick. Let's see. So if you want to find out the boot camp, I will announce it on this channel. Or, I mean, if you're on my email list or my Facebook group for that, it's like 12,000 people in my Facebook group, maybe 13,000 now, in my real estate investing group. But that's the channel, so I announce everything there. I'll announce it on my social media. I'll announce it on my Facebook. I just really want to do these, like both of these workshops and boot camps. I work directly with women on them just because there's just so much missing knowledge that has been lost that we're all getting back. And half the stuff I'm DMing you are like advice from my guides. Guides are awesome. Like, you're like, Lisa, stop healing your dates. They told me that. I'm like, I'm a healer. I'm like, don't do that. I'm in the Facebook group. Oh, you're in the Sub 30K Mastermind group? Okay, good. Then I do post there. But my posts don't always, the algorithm. I hate that algorithm. Let me see what the temperature is. Good. We're at 6. I'm getting to 11, and then I'm setting it at 75 minutes. And like I said, that's going to take care of everything. So I need to decide where I'm going to go for karaoke tonight. I have this one lady who's a KJ I follow. She goes out in Virginia, and she goes to this place. So there's like 7 cities where I live, and one of the cities, I like it because now all the 7 cities are different. And this one is like country, but like country rich. So like it's country and there's cowboy hats, a lot of country songs, but everyone drives like a $50,000 truck and has, $400,000 house. You know what I'm saying? But apparently I just fit really well with country people because I always find I have the most fun in those environments. So she hasn't posted that she'll be there. So if she's not, I'm going to go to a Mexican restaurant that is on this side. A little different. It's not rich, but it's still, no one's there. So I get to sing as many songs as I want. So if you do karaoke a lot, that's like, number one. How many songs can I get? Unless, so the last time I went to karaoke on Wednesday, up in like the classy part of town. So this is like where everyone's sedity and intellectual. It's so funny. All these parts of towns are like different classes, and if you're aware of class, you can just sort of recognize it. But there was like a professional singing group who just found it, and they had like six of them, and they were professional singers. So it was so nice. Every song except one guy, he wasn't as good as the others. They killed every song. It was Brian McKnight. It was Cranberries. It was like Michael Bublé, professional singers. Isn't that a treat to go to karaoke and have a professional singing troupe just for fun? Be there, you know? So that was really cool. So that was Wednesday. And I brought my daughter, and she sang Kesha. She likes that I'm going down. I'm yelling timber with Kesha and I think Pitbull or something. So finally got her to sing. She's fine. Let's see where we're at. I'll show you guys for those at home. So what's going on is, I don't know if you can see it, the regulator is slowly moving. We want to get it to 11 pounds. Now slow it down a little bit. So I'm going to actually put a little bit more heat. So you got to fiddle with it just a little bit. It's a fine line. You don't want it too high. So that's like the watching for 75 minutes is watching that. And this one I don't have to watch as much. Maybe every 20 minutes I'll bump it up or down. So if it goes to like 11 to 13 pounds or 11, you know, I don't want to go below 11. Or actually it's 10, but this goes to 11 for some reason. So if it's at 11, I just sort of leave it there. It's a little bit extra pressure. But honestly, I'd rather do that than try to get it exact and spend so much time on it. Yeah, we're good. And it doesn't need much, just the littlest of bumps up. But that's what your experience will give you. So I'm going to actually let you guys go unless you have any questions. I don't think you need to see the rest because I just need to let this go. But this is perfect for van lifing. So I can just take this meat and get in the car and I got food. We can go. So we have like 3 camping trips planned for this month and for June when she's out of school. And it's like, I'm not buying food. Like I might buy fruits and vegetables, but like I already got like, you know, maybe I'll buy some like taco shells or tortillas. I do tortillas. I do flour tortillas. I don't do corn. Actually, I do chickpea tortillas because I'm low carb. And she does flour because, you know, when you're a kid, you can eat anything. And they're too expensive to let her eat. Like chickpea and flour tortillas. You get these $2 for 18 million Casa de Mortilla tortillas, all right? All the flour and, you know, that you want. I make those low carbs, but like the chickpea tortillas where you get like $5 for $6, those are mom, okay? Those are keto. Maybe some fruits and vegetables, and I'll take some of the breakfast sausage, and you know I might just cook eggs or you know grab some eggs, like you know. So camping is a game changer. Power outages are a game changer. Food shortages you don't even care about because you know, and I love that it's shelf stable. Yeah. So let me show you my. So in this corner, so in this corner now it's a little messy over here, but don't judge me, okay? I'm being nice. So in this corner, this is the only place I could fit it. I have food that I took from out of the other room just so I could see it. And this is banana bread. And we have sausage leek. This is Italian sausage. I ate this last week. I took it out. It was good for 2 days. And what is this? Breakfast. Oh, this is breakfast sausage. You gotta look because it's called ugly meat. It doesn't look pretty. This is beef chuck. So tacos for 2 days. You honestly don't need more meat than that. You really don't, especially if you add it with other stuff. What is this? Pork shoulder, beef chuck. So I like pork shoulder, but when I'm trying to lose weight, which I am right now, beef chuck is not as fatty as the pork. So when I'm trying to be really strict with my keto diet and lose weight, it's just sorry, I love pork, but no pork. So that's why it's beef, goat, all this other stuff, because it's just not as fatty as the pork. So when I'm maintaining my weight though, I'm definitely on the pork shoulder. So all of that. And so I, you know, being a busy mom, and sometimes that's what me and my daughter are eating, and it lasts a few days, you know. Especially with the duck. So I take the duck out, and you know, we have some Thai crispy duck basil, which is my favorite meal in the whole world. I have that thing like every other week, that or tacos. So so canning is good for that as well. I just really love canning. You guys don't understand like the value of it. Like I would highly recommend you learn the skill. Especially say you so a lot of the people in my prepper group, which is what I'm streaming to, you live in apartments and you can only have so much fridge and freezer space. When you can take an old closet. All that food right there is a ton of food. That is a ton of food. It's in that small little space. That is a ton of meat. So if you add it to like I have gnats, like fruit flies, I hate them. So that little bit of canning, which was like 1 or 2 days worth of canning for if you live in an apartment, you're trying to be prepared. That much is so much. I got cream cheese over there. I got banana bread. And the cream cheese is fine. I ate it the other day. You have meats, you have breakfast meats, you have Italian sausages, beef chuck, pork shoulder, duck. Now we're gonna add goat to the mix. It is just so nice to like. If you're a preparedness, you got to learn this skill. And if you've been following me, it's not that challenging. Okay, just wash with soap and water. Put down a nice clean towel. You can boil your lids just for a little extra, but the 75 degrees at 11 psi is going to take care of it. Um, um, all the spores and all the bacteria. So the fears of dying because of like bacteria is just so overblown. Like I don't, like no, like it's 70 higher than because it gets to higher than 212 degrees in the pressure canner for 75 minutes. Everything dies. Every spore dies. Every bit of oxygen dies. So like it's really overblown. So I don't want you guys to like. Now you can make mistakes if you get a lackadaisical, like I told you that I did, but learn from my mistakes. Yeah. Hold on. All right, it is at 11 and I require 10. I'm going to put my timer on. Now I'm going to lightly watch this. So 75 minutes for the large quart mason jars. So I just set the timer. That was rocking and rolling because we're at 11. So I will go do some stuff, come back, make sure it stays above 10. 10 is what I need, so 11 I just, like I said, I don't feel like filling with it. Whatever. It doesn't need to be exact. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm not like an exact counter. But you don't need that to be effective, right? I guess this is more my feminine energy, which I like to rest in. I like resting in my feminine energy. This is fun. Y'all need to join me. Nothing bothers you. Nothing needs to be exact. It'll work out, You guys gotta try it. If you're not trying it, a lot of you women are, but I like it. Do you think food shortages are actually going to be a thing? I thought it was more fear mongering. Yeah, it's their plan. So spiritually, there's spiritual warfare going on, and the warfare is control. Control and you listening to everything they say. Because when you concede your free will and control, oh, thank you. When you concede your free will and control, they win. And then they're going to use you for their purposes, not yours. So if you're a prepper, we already know. This whole war is orchestrated. This whole processing plants and fertilizer plants, farms being purchased by Bill Gates, they're not hiding it. But they have people so asleep that all these things that they're putting right in your face, they're like, no, it couldn't be. Like, yes, it is. They want to control you. And so for us, the last 2 years, we knew that, and so we've been preparing. But now, seeing everything that's happened, which we knew was happening, and now them putting it on the news, it's pretty much every news cycle, we see, as spiritually aware people, we see the programming going out. So the programming is going out in addition to their efforts to stop it. It's very, and thank you for that compliment. If I didn't already thank you. I think I did, but I'm thanking you again, because I liked it. It made me smile. Yeah. And it's deliberate. It's just, y'all cannot believe me, but I'm sitting here unstressed, okay? Because we already know what they're doing. They've laid it out for us. It's your refusal to understand there's a bigger game going on that's going to get you, It's funny your name is Food Abroad. So that's the next phase. Now, how fast is it? I actually thought this was going to go a lot faster, but it's actually a slow burn. So, is it going to take... I think with the way they're hyping it up on the media, it's going to go a little bit faster. I think the whole war drumming
It's going to go a little faster, I think around, you know what I'm saying? Because all of this is to incite lots of panic, because then they can offer the solution, right? So when they offer the solution, it's their solution. Thank you for the info. I was curious because I haven't seen any shortages in my area, but it's never a bad idea. I would do it. That's why this is on the spirituality channel. I am very much guided for this. I'm not just buying like $600 worth of meat. Like, I do like it, but there's something that's like, I'm not waiting until June. I'm not waiting until June. I'm not waiting until end of May. Now, I'm doing it now. There's something telling me to do it now. So that is why I put it here. And whenever, I don't generally have strong feelings like this, but this one I do. Okay? Very strong. You ain't gotta listen to me, but I don't mind putting myself out there. It's right in our face. Luckily, I've been prepping for a few years. It is right in our face, yeah. But, you know, Rachel, other people just can't understand something evil's going on. They keep giving everyone the benefit of the doubt, which is a beautiful thing for a human spirit. But at some point, we have to realize there is a game being played. And so, yes, I think it's going to go a lot faster. I think with the war efforts, which is also, they want to cause the panic so they can offer the solution, okay? Now, I'm outside their system, and I've been outside their system. They don't like me. I'm a troublemaker. But, like I said, I am handling them, okay? I fight spiritually, too. Okay? But, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, random entities watching me. I'm not going to do anything. I'm harmless. Yeah, no, this is all planned, guys. So, you know, do what you got to do. You ain't got to believe me, but I'm going to put it out there, be it you listen or not. But the programming and the fear-mongering, when the media does it, it's for a reason, right? But they're also doing physical actions. Like Bill Gates buying up all the farmland. What do you think that is? But Bill Gates also wants you to eat no meat. And then they just pumped this article about how roach milk is more nutritious than human milk. They did that on purpose. They're like, this is what we think of you. Yeah, one day you're going to let us feed you roach milk. So, it's just, is it going to be within a few months? Which I actually think it might be, but it's their plan, not mine. Or is it going to be over a longer time? You didn't see that? You didn't see that? Let me go. So they pump this on all, like, the media channels. Roach milk more nutritious than human milk. Let me show you. They just be put now. I mean, now they're just being dicks about it. Honestly, I know you guys are like, oh, you're so okay. Keep saying I'm there. Like I said, I'm not in this system. Oh, right. Let me see if I can share my screen. I'm not. I know you live in the system. I don't live in the system. And what I mean by that, you know, I'm self-employed. I make my own business. Have my own passive income stream. My spirit tells me what to do, get local food, prepare, da-da-da-da-da, like, so whatever they do, you know. Got milk, roast milk could be the new superfood. So they were pumping this one, I think very deliberately. The last time they had a very inflammatory picture, and the one that they did was like really inflammatory. Let me see if I can find it. Is it this one? Look at all these recent articles on it. I can't find the one with the picture. Let me see if I can go to Google Images. They do this on purpose. They're telling you what they think of you. I'm not. Let me go to Google Images real quick, because you got to see this image that they had on the one. You should always be using DuckDuckGo so you're not being traced, okay? I've been using DuckDuckGo forever. I mean, I know they watch me. Yeah, they had this picture. And this was 2019. But it came out recently. That girl. I was in the media for just a little bit, then it went away. Let me stop the screen share. Isn't that crazy? I mean, they're doing it over there. I'm telling you, it's just like, this is what we're going to do to you. You're going to like it. Oh, hey, Rose. Hey, Brent. Did you see that? They were pumping this article, but just for like a day or two about roach milk being more nutritional than human milk. And I just showed you. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So if you don't know, I'm on Brent's channel a lot. He talks about interracial dating, which I've done and I do. But sometimes people watch my channel and I don't know if they're ready for what I do. But I also have a spirituality channel, but I go deeper. I'm a medium and a channeler for everyone out there. I do talk to my spirit guides, God, like Jesus. I mean, whoever. You know, I do talk to different entities who help me expand into my mission and my purpose. And part of it is like, you know, they do advise me about preparing for things. And, you know, throughout all of this, you know, oh, your job's forcing you to get a vaccine. Well, I don't have a job because I'm self-employed. Oh, they're doing this? Oh, well, I'm already prepared. So it doesn't matter if people were buying toilet paper. I was already stocked. Oh, food shortages are coming. Yes, they are. Well, you know, learning how to can. And I'm just doing this so so I'm doing a canning thing today. So you missed all of it, canning. So we're here. That's the sound you're going to hear from the regulator. I'm right at 11 pounds. My timer is set for 75 minutes. And the reason I put it on my spirituality channel is because I'm guided to do this. And I'm guided to do this now, not in May, not in June. I'm guided to do this now. And whenever I get those huge intuitive urges, I always like to tell people, you don't have to follow. I need to become self-employed ASAP. That's my big goal for this year. Definitely possible. Definitely possible. You know, real estate investing, cryptocurrencies. I think everyone should start a book, write a book, and like it's amazing how you can turn that book into so many different avenues of helping one another, working one-on-one with someone, selling the book for passive income. I think writing a book is like the best way to start your own business because there are people who read the book who then reach out to you, right? If you put in the back, reach out to me for a free call, they will, and they might join a program or this and that, which is all cool. You love teaching this subject. You know, then great. You have people coming to you for that service that you need. So I think that's the best way. Oh, thank you, Britt. I appreciate that. So I think, yeah. So I think starting like writing a book, and you can write it in different ways. So I write my books. I do them verbally. So I'm a better speaker than I am a writer. I don't like writing, right? So what I will do, I wrote a book. I have a book called Buy This, Not That House, and that is actually done. I just need to publish it. Publishing takes a little bit of an effort. So if you ask me why I have 6 books unpublished, it takes work, okay? Like it's not it's not like, oh, da 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 da. But like what I did was like I mapped out all the chapters and I verbally did each chapter verbally about the subject. And then I had someone take all that and just clean it up for a book. And so when you write it, so I call myself an author, but you can write a book or have a book written very easily, very low cost, and it doesn't have to be the painful thing. You just have to do it in a medium that makes sense for you. And if you're a speaker, doing it by speaking versus by writing. Have someone else write it. I think that's the best for everyone. It's funny you say that because I've been wanting to write a book, but a fiction one. Do you think nonfiction's better? No, I think they're both good. I think fiction is different, like it has a different energy. So when people read my nonfiction books, when people read my nonfiction books, it's a skill, right? When people read fiction books, and I'm a huge fiction reader, you're building connection in a community, right? So you will be monetized in different ways. You'll be monetized if they can't wait for your next one because what you built is so suspenseful, they want to see the next one. And also building a community. So I think when it's fiction, it's about community building. Whereas when I do nonfiction, it's more about each individual trying to obtain a goal. You see the difference? So I find that fiction writers do really good when they build communities around their fiction. So say like, my ex-husband, he reads all these like Warhammer. They're called Warhammer. And it's funny how much Warhammer has a lot of truth in the spiritual world that they put in it. I was like, oh my God, they're channeling. And Warhammer has a whole bunch of books about Warhammer, right? So if you do one book and you do it well, you got to keep going because that's what your people want. But then they have a whole community and Warhammer forums and posts and a new book and people have discussion groups and then they let writers do their own fan fiction and contribute. And so all of a sudden, it's more about building the connection and building that up to monetize it and make a business out of it. And there's nothing wrong with making a business out of something that you're providing, as long as it's what they want. Keep giving people what they want. Like, I have no problem giving my favorite fiction authors money. But I find with fiction, it's more about making sure you build that community. Hey, join this group, join this discussion panel. Oh, we're going to have a fun day where we talk about all the different characters and you tell us about how you like certain characters, right? Or do a podcast where you're talking about the book and what was enjoyable and people giving their viewpoints and insights versus mine. It's just like individual skill development. It's not, we have communities, but it is about the individual. And so it's a different way. So that individual might want to work with me one-on-one, buy my course, or just buy my next book. Do you see what I mean? So it's a different, I think, energy when you get to the monetary part of it. Has been my experience. That's a good distinction. And I have friends who are successful in fiction, and I have good friends, and myself, I'm successful in nonfiction. Like I you know, I make $1,000 to $4,000 a month over the last 3 years since 2018 with my book, my one book, and I'm putting out 2 more on crypto. And now I'm at about, and this is the first month, I just released it at the Bitcoin conference 2 weeks ago, and I'm about $100. So I'm going to start promoting that, which is, I do it my way, which is going on podcasts and this and going to conferences. The more podcasts and YouTube videos, the more people learn about it. And there's other things I do too. But, yeah, but my nonfiction people do well because of that individual skill set, but my fiction people do better when they build a community around it. Make sense? So if you want to start a business, I think get that book written. And it doesn't have to be written like this. It can be written orally. Like use your talents. Like I never, if I don't like doing something, I'm like, can I pay someone to do it? And you can think whatever you want, but I think that makes me successful because I'm like, I don't have to do everything myself. Like I have a dating journal I just made because I want to do that dating boot camp. And in the dating journal, like I just wrote the content, but I had this girl on Fiverr for $100 create a beautiful like journal. I'll show you guys a little bit of it. Let me show you guys. You guys want to see? Let me see. And I'm just showing you to share that you don't have to do everything yourself. Like, or you can get a book written and not have to write. Okay, like just get rid of these old paradigms of what it has to look like. You know what I'm saying? So I wrote so I'm going to do a 4-week dating thing because one thing the girl can do is date. So I made this journal to go with it. And I didn't do all this. This is beautiful. I didn't do it. This girl on Fiverr did it for $100. I think she's from Egypt. I don't know. So, but this workbook's created, You don't have to do everything yourself in this process. And I think that's what gets a lot of people from achieving what they want. Is because that they are spending more time trying to do everything themselves versus learning how to, it has love lists and then self-love rituals, preparing for date rituals. So I energetically embody what I want for each date. So it makes my energy so much more powerful. And so there's different rituals I do in the car or before I talk to someone that you can do to make your feminine energy sort of rise to the surface, or your princess archetype or your goddess energy rise to the surface by just being mindful. So I had this done. But the reason I'm saying is like, I didn't do this. So I paid someone for this, but I think it's beautiful. Right. So, all of you guys can get this stuff done. All of you guys can get all of this stuff done, but just stop thinking you have to do everything yourself. And if you were listening to this live stream, you heard me say, I literally found a laundry service. I don't do anything I don't want to do. Focus your attention on things you like. I like these new programs I'm making with the crypto alchemy and the divine feminine dating. I like that. I'm not doing my clothes and I'm not cleaning my house. So I'm not. I'm paying you for that. I'm not doing it. I don't like doing it. I don't like doing it, so I'm not doing it. Okay? So, but what that does is that when I do something, I am fully invested and I'm not super tired. And when I work with people, sometimes I have to just get them to let go of thinking they have to do everything themselves and start outsourcing, and then they're just so much more effective at finally accomplishing their goals. A lot of people can't do it. Food Abroad, what's your name? I don't want to call you Food Abroad. Let me get on it. Yeah, that's a book I published. So I'm giving you guys all the secrets. So I wrote this book. You're going to see all my books. I have so many books written, like maybe 6 that I haven't, can you guys see my screen? I'm giving you guys a lot of free game right now. But that's okay. Let me share. Did I share my screen? Let me share real quick. I'm also, it's funny, I have like some one-on-one clients for spirituality, but at the end we're always talking business because like part of them is trying to get through the system and what they're guided to do. So you just put it in here. Now this was actually a workshop that I knew I was going to make into a book, so I scheduled the workshop like it was a book. So do a live workshop knowing you want to make a book over the content. Or whatever, or talk it out, or do the audio book, put it in this form. And then I had someone on for $100 on Fiverr, put it into this, my Amazon ads information, and then I go over it and watch it. So that's the extra time and effort and attention. But like, this isn't fancy, guys. Like, this was literally a workshop I know that I wanted to create into a book. So I'm like, hey, people paid me $40, and I think I had 6 people come to the workshop. But you're like, all right, so $240 to do something I want to make a book out of. So I was going to do it anyways, but it's nice to get paid for your time. But then creating a book about it, about showing like all the different things you do to maximize it and to work with Amazon ads and all that. And now it's a book, you know what I mean? And, you know, even if your book sort of sucks, you still make $200 a month. Now, if your book is good, they'll keep buying your books in a series. So I just had these 2 books written. Free game Saturday. So let me go to my Amazon. So these books were also workshops that I did knowing I wanted to create them into books. And so now I launched this at the Bitcoin conference. And then so someone on Fiverr did the same person did my thing. And that's the second book in the series. And so this was launched 2 weeks ago, but those are selling slowly but surely. I got to promote them more. Oh, I didn't share my screen. Let me share. Free game, guys. Free game. You want to learn how to make money, come to your girl, Lisa. I mean, I'm not going to do you wrong. I just not. So these are the 2 books. And then I have a series. And then I'm creating 2 more books out of it. And yeah, so 2 more books are being written out of it. And it's like, I'm not writing this. I don't even like cleaning my house. You think I'm writing this? No. I just did the video or the workshop or whatever. And I'm not a writer. I don't like writing. And I honestly, that's part of the thing. The reason I'm telling you is just to get people comfortable. If you don't like writing, don't write. It doesn't mean you can't get a book written. Does that make sense? Let me see. I'm going to stop the screen share. There we go. Okay, good. I'm glad you liked it. So yeah, that is what's going on. I got a little sidetracked. So for my Black Women Prepper group, I'm going to put a link if you would like to join it. It is for Black women. But girls have went from 0 to full-on homestead in there. So beautiful. Love for you to join. I have 2 more programs going out on my Soul Level Healing channel. It is a dating, I don't want to call it boot camp because it's really masculine, but and you guys know I'm resting my femininity and I love it. I just start smiling every time I say that. So I don't know. It's like divine feminine energy dating and hygiene and rituals and prompts and how to really attract. If you use your energy and how that goes, but also the dating, vetting, selection, especially for those who are new to dating online. I never did it, but I love it. This is amazing. And so but I see people complaining, but it's just because they don't have the skill set or know how to, work the system to their advantage. And so I want to teach that. And then the other one is crypto alchemy, where that is going to be more of a boot camp, where it's going to be, I teach you step by step by going from getting a coin, why to choose this coin, why to do this, how to get on it, how to transfer it off the exchange, which software wallet versus hardware wallet to use, using software and hardware wallet. And then after each of the 6 weeks, after each of all of these trainings and Q&A and asking your questions, doing like a 20-minute manifestation technique with it. And that can be removing poverty mindset, removing self-limiting doubts, feeling worthy and deserving, visualizing the money, removing any gaps, just things that you have to do to energetically be able to step into that energy and maintain it. So that's the Crypto Alchemy Boot Camp. But I'll post about those things if you're interested. So guys, I'm going to go. I got to get ready for my favorite pastime. So you guys know what my favorite pastime is? Didn't you guys know? You're welcome, Rachel.